Having found out your vocal range and discovered what voice category you belong to, the next thing to do is to familiarize yourself with your range and strengthen the notes that are contained in it, while improving the comfort and fluidity with which you sing through this vocal range. Today we're going to be doing some cool exercises that will help in accessing your entire vocal range, and that's what's coming up. Hey, I'm Akurios, it's Wednesday and you're welcome to Vocal Wonder. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate the fact that you're here once again this week. Last week we talked about the classification of voices and we introduced the 6 voice categories from the bass to the baritone, the tenor, the contralto, mezzo-soprano and soprano, and hopefully by now many of you have determined what voice category you fall into. If you haven't seen that video or you're still having issues with determining your vocal range or the voice category you belong to, then you can go back and watch last week's episode of Vocal Wonder. I'm going to place the card somewhere on the screen towards the end of this video, so hang around, and I'm also going to drop a link to that video in the description of this particular video below on the YouTube channel, that is. But if the concept of vocal range and the classification of voices is totally new to you, then you can head over to the video and watch it first before coming back to this one. All right, remember we talked about how the bass, the baritone and the tenor are predominantly male voice categories, and then the contralto, the mezzo-soprano and the soprano are female. Most of the time, in most cases. It's possible to find a male with a high voice who is a contralto, and it's also possible to find a female who has a lower voice who happens to be a tenor. Okay, now the reason why females have higher voices than men is because of the diameter of the larynx. Okay, now females have smaller vocal cords, and remember what we talked about in a couple of weeks ago in a video where I talked about the vocal cords, the larynx. We talked about how sound is produced. We talked about the process of phonation, and we talked about how high sounds are produced and how low sounds are produced. Pitch is controlled by the altering of the shape, size and form of the vocal cords. So for higher sounds, the vocal cords becomes shorter and thinner, remember, and for lower sounds, the vocal cords become longer and thicker, just like the strings of a guitar. The thicker strings on the guitar have lower sounds, and the thinner strings have higher sounds. So naturally, females tend to have smaller vocal cords, while males have larger vocal cords. So your speaking voice, your chest voice, your natural voice is, as a male, is lower than the voice of a female naturally. But there are some cases where females would have larger vocal cords and would have a larger diameter of their larynxes. So they would now be able to fall into the category of the tenors, or in very rare cases, baritone. And the same goes for men. Men with smaller vocal cords, narrower larynxes will find themselves in the contralto categories and even the mezzo-soprano in very rare cases. Alright, now to the vocal exercises. We're going to be doing about 4 exercises that will help in accessing the notes of your vocal range. Now we're going to be doing it together, so don't try to push anything. These exercises are not for extending your vocal range either below or above. We're not trying to make your voice sound higher here. We're not trying to make you sing higher notes by force. No, that's not the most important thing about knowing your vocal range. The most important thing is learning how to use the notes that are contained in this vocal range, and that's what these exercises are for. Okay, so we're going to be doing simple exercises that you can begin at the point that is most convenient for you, and we're going to start at the point that everybody should be comfortable with. The first exercise is the lip trill octave slide. We're not going to do the 5th this time around, we're doing the octave. So we're sliding from the tonic to the octave, the next sound having the same letter name but just an octave apart. Everybody sings along, all right? So we start from here. Breathe. Remember to slide. Make sure you're sliding through the passaggio smoothly. Don't force anything. As you approach your mix, let the transition be smooth. Slide down smoothly. Back to the chest voice now. Nice. Well done. Now this next exercise is the octave arpeggio, and we're using the syllable mum. So we're saying mum and singing the triad for an octave, like this. Mum 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 mum. Now join me. Mum 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 mum. Mum 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 mum. Mum 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 mum. Nice. Now this next exercise is known as the 9-note scale. We're going to ascend with the E vowel sound and descend with the R vowel sound, like this. E, come on, join me. Breathe. Nice. Well done. Now this next exercise is known as the descending triplets pattern. And it's quite tricky because we're going to be alternating between two vowel sounds, oo and e. And it's going to go like this. Everybody sings along. Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. 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 Breathe. Ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. Ooh wee, ooh right, there you have it. 4 good exercises to access and familiarize yourself with your entire vocal range. Now remember to pay attention to where your lowest pitches are and where your highest pitches are. It's not about extending your range, it's about strengthening the notes that are within your vocal range. As usual, these exercises are going to be available as a free MP3 download on my website, and I'm going to share the link with you as soon as it's ready. It's not ready now. Watch the video and enjoy the video for now. It's going to be ready just in a couple of days, and I'm going to make it available to every single person who is interested. I will provide the link. I'll add it to the description of this video on YouTube and also in the comments of the video on Facebook. I'm sure you enjoyed the video. I'm sure you learned new things. I'm sure you have taken these exercises as something that will be part of your daily or weekly singing life. So get back to me if you have any questions, if there's anything that isn't clear, anything you want me to touch on a little bit more, and if you're having issues with the exercises, do well to reach me also. I know you liked the video, I know you had a nice time, and if you did, please tap the like button, give me a thumbs up right there, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that right now. And that would be amazing. Tap the notification bell also so that you're notified when there's new content on this channel. So till next time, when we see you again, I'm Akurios, and I'll see you next time.